Hello, my name is Gwen, and welcome to your practice. We'll enjoy an hour together as we work through our strength. We'll start in a seated posture. So if you have a chair, or you have a block, or a few blankets, I love to sit with one blanket, but you can sit with a stack of blankets so that the knees come downward. So wherever you are, feel into your body and notice what you feel. So go ahead and come into your comfortable seat. So you'll bring the sit bones to the edge. Maybe you have a bolster. If it's a block, come to the edge and back again. This is where we become a little bit more playful in our practice. When we find our comfortable seat. So let yourself settle in. And then you'll close those beautiful eyes. And as the body starts to settle into this posture, this form, this shape, you can unravel one leg, interlace the fingers right in front of that shin, and feel through the sit bones all the way up. Does that feel better? Or is it better if you place it back down? What's it like with the knees? Are they hiked up towards the ceiling? Do you need to place something underneath so they feel better? Maybe the other one you unfurl and you bring it up and feel into the sit bones all the way up, that length of the spine. And then you can go ahead and bring it back down. The heels can be in the same location, or you can tighten up like laces, tighten up the laces. So whatever feels super good for you. We're going to center in to ourselves. So we're going to bring all those bits and pieces that might have been fragmented and blend them and fuse them into one. So the theme of our practice is to fuse and shine. So maybe as the eyes close, you can sense and feel into that emotional state of being. What are you feeling in the here and now? As we slowly close the doors to the outside world, and we put a veil over our to-do list. And the internal environment starts to open up as we sense and feel into the subtleties of the body, of the mind. Just in this simple, easy seat. What does it feel like for you? Is the jaw clenching? Are the shoulders hiked up? Are you leaning to one side more than the other? And what is the breath like for you? Are you collapsing anywhere in the rib cage? Does one shoulder feel a little lower? Is there an evenness through the shoulders, down through the elbows, to the hips, to the sit bones? Can you feel that weight coming down into our new feet, the sit bones? Let's dive in just a little bit deeper now through the breath. We'll call in our good friend the Ujjayi breath after 2 cleansing breaths. Go ahead and draw that next inhale in through the nose, all the way in and up, a light little pause here filled, and then a as you naturally sigh. And again, inhale full and deep, and a And then go ahead and inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Ujjayi translates as victorious. So let's cultivate this victorious feeling, this beautiful prana, this vital life energy from the inside out now. Notice the breeze at the back of the throat that naturally constricts the breath. If you're new to the Ujjayi breath, it's like fogging up a mirror. You can hold your hand out in front and then you close the mouth, the lips, and it's a on the inside. Inhaling, sense and listen to the sound. And as you exhale, notice how you feel today. We'll bring a little bit more into this breath as we breathe. A count. We'll bring it into an equal count. More of a samavriti breath, where there's 4 parts. We'll breathe in for 4. We'll hold for 4. We'll breathe out for 4. And we'll hold for 4. So on your next natural inhale here, carry your awareness down to the base of your spine for 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold 2, 3, 4. Then exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. In 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, and exhale 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, and in 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, and exhale 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, and inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, and out 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, and in 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, and out 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, and in 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, and out 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Last one. In 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, and out 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. Dive into your next natural breath here. And as you drink this breath right up, notice how you feel. Notice all the subtleties that start to come up for you. And what does that feel like today? Can you feel that swirling, the subtle shift from the inside out? As we create a new pattern through our respiratory system. Maybe it just feels good to take a deeper, a fuller breath and have that oxygen advantage now. What does that feel like in your body? refreshed. Maybe you can feel that hum. And one more breath just like that. You can leave the eyes closed or flutter them open as we come onto our back body now. So go ahead and come all the way onto your back. You can lengthen out through your legs in a body scan, a little mini Shavasana, as you witness now from the inside out. Let the toes dance. Feel the heels as the toes sway from side to side. And then pause and let the feet splay outward. Feel now from the heels through to the calf, through the back of the knee, and then through the thigh. Notice one side and then the other. Notice now the length of the legs from the heel all the way up to the torso. What's heavy on the mat and what's light on the mat. To the sit bones, that lower lumbar sacral spine here, all the way up to the shoulders. Notice how they take up plenty of space. A weight coming downward. A little rock to the back of the skull. Feel the edges of the neck, the collarbone, the jaw, to the back of the skull. Come into your stillness. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale it all out. We'll come into a supine moving twist, so on our backs here, by bending up one knee and then the other. You can rock and roll a little bit from one side, the other. You can press into the feet and lift the pelvis and roll it down, just to feel and sense your starting point here. A gentle somatic flow here, moving twist, by drawing one palm down and the other one up. Let's divide the body in two here and witness now the top half. The palm that's down, send that shoulder down to the mat and roll the head in that general direction. And then relax. Alternate now. Roll that palm up, the other palm down. Send the shoulder where the palm is down into the mat and let the head roll in that general direction. And then back to center. Side to side, roll one palm up, one palm down. The head rolls as the shoulder comes down. Alternate hands. The head rolls to the palm that's down. That shoulder comes down. And now let's invite the lower half. The knees gently sway to the palm that's up. Roll over the big toe edge, the baby toe edge. Feel the big toe edge root into the floor and send that hip up, up, up away from the floor as the shoulder comes down. The head rolls. Then go ahead and press into the navel and flatten that spine as you tone the belly. You flip the hands and alternate. The knees gently point to the palm that's up. You press into that big toe edge of the foot. Send that hip up as that same shoulder, same side comes down. You can pause there and feel the muscles switch on. A little squeeze. And then press into that belly once again. As the knees come through center, you flip the palms. Head rolls in the opposite direction of the knees. That big toe edge, that hip comes up. That same shoulder comes down where the palm is down. The head is in that general direction. Slowly, smoothly, you press into that lower spine as the knees come up and flip the palms. Side to side now. Feel and sense the muscles of the edges of the body, the belly as you come through center. Notice what you feel in this pose today. And have some fun. So maybe it becomes playful. You can feel through the hips, they might have an elastic quality to them. You can drop all the instructions and start to play. Feel the hip peel up and feel it come back down into the floor. The head rolls, the hands roll, the knees sway from side to side. Make it your own now. Become very playful, curious at how the pelvis, the shoulders, and the head, the feet, and the hands can move in unison just like this. As we start to blend and share and have some fun playfully. For one more this way, and then one more that way. Then go ahead and pause. Heel toe your feet wide. Knock the inner knees. Knuckles heavy. And sense from the outer heels to the outer knees, to the hips. Hips all the way through the torso, to the shoulders, to the center of the brain. Take a deep inhale there. And then exhale it all out. From here, we're going to sway our hips to one side as we come up, like a cat and cow. So come to your forearms and your knees. So if you need your blanket, place it underneath your shins or your knees. Send your forearms down and let the palms rest here. Tops of the feet rest. Take a deep inhale and gently look forward and feel the belly drop a wee bit. As you exhale, round. You can inhale. Notice the evenness through the elbows to the hands. The evenness of the breath as you inhale for an even count. And you exhale for that same count. 2 more just like that. Last one. Then we'll come into the hand and the arm and the shoulder. So go ahead and take your left hand right behind your right elbow. Reach the right hand as far as you comfortably can. Place the forehead down on that left forearm. It's your new pillow. Notice this form, this shape that we're all into, from the fingertips to the shoulder to the hips. Notice that line. And then feel that right hand and give a press of the palm down and lift all 5 fingers off the floor. Place them back down. Press into the fingertips and lift the palm up off the floor. Draw the fingers to each other like you're gathering up the floor. And then one knuckle at a time comes back down into the floor. Let it be difficult. Press, press, press until the palm comes down, fingers up. And then one more just like that. The fingertips will come to each other.
One knuckle at a time, down into the floor. Fingertips up, and then relax. As you relax, let the elbow come down. Notice the shoulder. That whole edge of the body relax. And then trade places. Lift the head, bring that forearm in. Forehead comes down as you reach through the other arm. Notice now from those fingertips, maybe the left side, all the way to the sit bones. Notice that length. And then press into the palm and let the fingers and thumb lift and then lower. Like a yawn, you squeeze the fingers to the center. One knuckle at a time comes down into the earth. Palm down, fingers up. And then one more. Go ahead and draw the fingers to that center. One knuckle at a time comes down, palm down, fingers up. And then relax the elbow down. Feel that shoulder relax, maybe both shoulders. The heart center might come closer to the floor a little bit here. Take a deep breath wherever you find yourself. And then let yourself come all the way up to a seated pose. So you might need a cushion, a blanket underneath you. We're going to come into what's called heron pose or Kranchasana. So I'm going to start with my right leg out, my left leg in. And so you can hop that right leg up just a wee bit and feel if you're collapsing in the core. Breathe in and out through your nose. Exhale into that navel, each time becoming a little stronger. You might want to draw the pelvic floor up a wee bit. And then lift that right leg. You might interlace behind it. You can flex the foot and then lift a little more. One hand might come underneath the ankle. Wherever you are is perfect. You can sit it on a chair, or you can have this foot right onto the wall. You can bring it all the way with one hand or both hands. Wherever you are, breathe evenly in through the nose and out through the nose. Your view, the toes. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Feel the sit bones, the length all the way up as you breathe in, and then all the way out. And one more for good luck. And then go ahead and come on out and trade places. Bring that foot in. Remember, the wall's a beautiful thing. You can be right in front of the wall or right in front of your chair. You can rest the heel on the chair. The core will be working. So whatever feels good here. Full core integration. Front and back body sandwiching the spinal column in now. Maybe one hand as we breathe here together. Flex that foot, toes to your nose. Connection. Never has to get there. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Exhale into that navel center. Let it hold you. Feel the core, that pelvic floor coming upward. And how about one more breath just like this? And then go ahead and come on out of it. And then from here we'll come to our hands and knees once again. So you might want your blanket underneath your knees. Feel the hands, and we'll build that tripod. So if you are in a place where you can leave your left knee down and your right leg straight, and that heel can come into a wall,
It gives you a lot of information back into the brain. So if the toes are facing down, you might notice it more with that foot into the wall. We're going to do a knee to nose connection here. So take a deep inhale as you experience the length from the heel to the crown. As you exhale, nose to knee connection. Never has to get there. Inhale long, exhale round. Careful not to carry this into a back bend. So you don't have to bring that leg, the right leg, all the way up. Keep it nice and long. An extension of the spine. Holding the integrity of that lower back. We're not carrying this into a back bend today. That's a perfect way to do it if your lower back is feeling no discomfort. So how about one more just like this? And then we'll trade places. Go ahead and bring that one down and the other one up. Toes are face down. Take a deep inhale into that length and exhale round. Inhale, feel into the hip, the knee. Is it fluid-like? Does it feel like you're moving through fluid in the hip? What does the knee feel like? And one more just like this. Then go ahead and place that down. Send the right one up. And notice as you bend the knee and carry it in, can you plant the foot easily? Or you can take the horseshoe of the thumb to the first finger and drag it forward. Wherever you are, either hand on a chair or a block or fingertips on the floor. Go ahead and curl those back toes into the floor and pop that knee up. Either hand on the chair or a block or both hands onto that front knee and start to hop the back foot forward until you come all the way into your Tadasana, mountain pose. You can be looking downward just a wee bit or close the eyes. Let yourself sway to the toes, back to the heels, from one side to the other. Find that neutral place where it feels balanced from the feet to the knees, to the hips, to the shoulders, all the way through the palate, through the crown. Feel your balance today. Take a deep breath. And beautiful. Let's come into our tree pose, Vrikshasana. So we'll start with our right leg as our standing leg today. And then bend the left knee, lift the heel, and then bring it back down into the floor. Witness now as you bend that knee, do you collapse and that right hip come out? Or as you bend, can you feel the lengthening up through that side? So maybe one more time, feel that lengthening up. You can bring that heel in or to the lower leg or all the way if the hips are open up and wide open. You can bring it all the way to the inner thigh. Whee! And then palms can come together. Remember, trees sway. With the palms together, they can come all the way up above the crown. Fingertips can come together. So there's fruit on the tree. And notice, is your tree swaying as much as mine? Have some fun. Notice what you feel. Maybe the branches go this way and that. And then all the way home again, home again, home again. Bring that foot down. Come into your mountain pose. A little sway to the toes, the heels, from one side to the other. Notice your balance from the feet to the knees, all the way up through the legs, all the way to the shoulders, to the center of the brain. Take a breath and notice how you feel. Other side. Bend that right knee. Notice that hip lengthening, lengthening, and then send that heel down. And again, bend that knee, feel the lengthening up, 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 and then place that heel down. And then this next time, as you bend the knee, feel that lengthening all the way up. Place that heel in like a kickstand. Maybe the foot comes to the lower leg. Maybe all the way up. And you might be even on both sides, or you might notice one side is more balanced than the other. So notice how you are today in this moment. Palms together, all the way up above the crown, fruit on the tree. Notice how you feel. Looking at nothing in particular. Maybe it feels delicious. Take a deep breath in, and then home again, home again, home again. Come into your mountain pose. Feel to your tips of your toes, to the heels, from one side to the other. As you come into your balance once again, feel from the feet to the knees, the length of the legs to the hips, all the way through the torso to the shoulders, to the center of the brain. Take a deep breath and feel your balance now. And then exhale it all out. We're going to come into a soaring eagle. So this is where you might want your chair in front of you or your blocks. So you're going to take a big step so that we come into a wide stance now. The arms are like wings. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, hug the one you love. Have the right arm on top. And then press down through that top elbow into that lower elbow crease. Flip the palms to each other. Bend both knees evenly. Start to sway the hips. Eyes are closed so you can witness from the inside out here how the shoulders are moving, the knees, the head will start to sway. If the chair is there, you can simply just lean into it now and breathe and move just a wee bit. If you're coming a little lower to the blocks, you can rest the knuckles into them. If it's the floor, feel the knuckles rest and a light little sway. Maybe you shake the head, a great time to give a little head shake. It's always a good time to give a little head shake. Then when you're ready, you can start to come back as you soar. All the way through. Feel the freedom in your body. Notice the subtleties as we breathe here together. And we come all the way up. Undo your wings all the way out nice and wide and press through the heels of the hands. Fingertips are to the ceiling. Press into those meridians of the lungs and the heart. We open them up. And then fingertips down. Fingertips up, press, and fingertips down. And then one more, press, and then hug the one you love. Left arm on top, cinch up those wings, press the elbow down, and flip the palms to each other. Bend those beautiful knees once again, and then sway the hips from one side to the other. Eyes are closed as you gently start to soar. Know that you can rest into the chair.
You can bring the knuckles into a bolster or a block, or maybe a stack of books, or the floor. Again, feel into you. Notice if the head shake feels delicious. Let your head just move and then start to sway. This dance as you come up. Breathe and notice how your body is breathing at this moment. And as you come up, undo. Send the heels of the hands out, fingertips up, and then point the fingertips down. And then up, and then down. Slight bend in those knees, and then up and down. Oh. And then bring both feet up, and we're going to have some fun with our warriors today. So feel into both feet, and then send that right leg back, both hands on that front leg. Lift that back heel and lower. You're going to pivot it outward into a different spot each time, and then inward. You can close the eyes and challenge yourself, or you can look down at nothing at all. And then leave that heel back, look at the heel, and send the toes out just a wee bit. So if the front toes are at 12 o'clock, we're standing in the clock, those back toes are 10 after the hour thereabouts. You'll bend the front knee just a wee bit and notice the tracking. Where is it going? Is it going in the location of the first 3 toes? Maybe you spider walk it a little bit forward. So Virabhadrasana 1, you'll bend that front knee just a wee bit. Bring the right arm up, so the right leg is back, that right arm is up. Feel from all the way from the wrist, the fingertips, down to the shoulder, to the hip, to that back heel. And then let that arm swing down, lengthen through this front leg, let it come all the way back and up, and then bend the front leg. And now we'll move like that. The arm comes down in a semicircle, you come up. It comes back up, you bend that front knee. Just like that. Come up, and then you bend. Last one. And then you bend. Both arms up, looking forward or looking up if your neck feels delicious. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's come on over to the other side. Leave that heel where it is and just swivel the feet. So here we go. That back left heel can come up and then down. Pick a new spot each time. It can come outward. It can come inward. You can close the eyes and feel and sense. Does this feel delicious? What does the back of the ankle to the calf feel like? And then leave that heel there. Take a glance at the toes and send them outward. That front foot, 12 o'clock. Back toes, 10 after the hour. So now the back foot is your left foot. Left arm, gently you'll bend that front knee 3 times, just so you can feel for a moment. And you can glance at the tracking muscles. Where is that knee going to? Can you direct it somewhere in the direction
of that second, third toe. This next time it'll stay, and that left arm will come up. As it comes down, lengthen through that front knee. Let it come all the way up, and then bend the front knee. And then down you lengthen, nice and tall, and then bend. And again, all the way up, you bend. And then one more for good luck. You leave that arm there, the other one can follow. You can be looking straight, feeling into this beautiful warrior. You can look up and open up the throat. And then come all the way back down. Bring both feet forward and come into your Tadasana once again, mountain pose. Close the eyes or look downward. Feel into the tips of the toes to the heels, from one edge of the feet to the other. Notice how you feel as you come into your balance. Can you sense and feel from the feet to the knees, to the hips, to the shoulders, to the center of the brain? And one more breath just like that. And then we'll come into our warrior 2. So Virabhadrasana 2, our fierce warrior. This one really looks like a fierce warrior. So go ahead and take that left leg, leave it where it is. Hop the right foot back and leave the heel down. Then fan the toes outward. So we open up the hips. Look at the front toes. They're at 12 o'clock. Now those back toes are out to somewhere like 3 o'clock. And then bend and straighten. And then bend and straighten. And one more, you'll bend and leave the arms up. Look forward, maybe back. Then go ahead and as that front leg straightens, the arms float up. Backs of the hands tap to the crown. All the way up. And then bend that front knee as you come into it. Look forward or back. And again, all the way up, nice and long. Tap down to the crown. All the way up, up, up. And then back into it. Look forward or back. One more here. All the way up, tap to the crown. All the way up and come right back into it. And then let those arms come down and lengthen. We'll come right over to the other side. So swivel on that heel. Send those front toes to 12 o'clock. Those back toes stay outward. So the hips are nice and wide open. And then bend that front knee just a wee bit. You might want to widen your stance here a little bit. A little bend so you can witness how the body is moving in this open hip Virabhadrasana 2. Next time the knee bends, go ahead and let the arms come up. And then as the knee lengthens, arms come all the way up, backs of the hands tap to the crown, all the way up, lengthen, back into your warrior 2. And again, 2 more just like that. Maybe inhale, exhale. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, come on into it. And again, inhale, exhale. Inhale it all the way in, exhale into it. And one more for good luck. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let the arms float down. Lengthen through the legs. Swivel that back foot and come all the way forward. We're going to come into warrior 3 now. It's a standing closed hip balance. So you may need all your props here. The wall's a beautiful thing to lean into with the hands. The chair, beautiful. Or you can use that standing leg. So I'll represent the standing leg today. So you can bring the right leg back and lift and lower the heel. Both hands on that front leg. And then go ahead and come forward, tilt just slightly forward, and lift that back leg, an extension of the spine, and then lower. Heel can come down. You can come in and out of it just like this, and you can remain here. This might feel delicious for you to explore right here. Or the next time you come into it, you can hold. You can bring both arms like an airplane, or all the way forward like Superman. Take a deep breath wherever you find yourself, and then exhale, bend that standing knee. Place the other foot right beside it. Come into your mountain pose by coming forward to the toes, back to the heel, from one side to the other. Notice from the feet to the knees. Knees to the length of your legs, all the way from the hips to the shoulders to the center of the brain. Take a deep breath there. And we get to do that again on the other side. So go ahead and feel your standing right leg. Let the other leg, your left leg, come back to the heel and then back to the toes. Back to the heel with both hands on the front, or knowing that you're coming into the wall or your chair. And then go ahead and come forward, just tilt somewhat, and then come back to the toes and to the heel. And know that this is perfect variation of this. So if you'd like to stay here, please do. Or gently come all the way into it. Feel your balance for a moment with both arms out behind you, palms towards each other by the hips, or reach them above the crown and feel now that front foot, the hands, maybe it's one hand at a time here. For one more breath, notice how you feel. And then go ahead and bend both knees, plant the feet. And go ahead and come into the toes a wee bit, the heel, from one edge of the feet to the other. Find your balance and your playfulness. Bring it along with you, all the way to the knees, to the hips, to the shoulders, to the center of the brain. Now we'll come into Malasana, simple squat, and you can come into this with the chair. I'll demonstrate with the chair first. So Malasana, simple squat, the feet can be out. You can come into it, and then from here, bend the knees, and we're going to come down into a forward fold. And then all the way up, and then back into Malasana. So you can use your blocks on the floor or a stack of books, and you can come down and sit down, palms together, and then come up and then fold. And then you'll come up, nice long spine all the way up, come down, little sit, or maybe one block. So you can start, come all the way down, and all the way up, a little bend. And then all the way up, a little bend. Or some of you have this in your practice. You might need
something underneath the heels. This is a really big awakening for the soles of the feet, the back of the legs, the lower back, and the pelvic floor. And then all the way up. And we fold. Or just a deep inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. For one more here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale all the way up. Home again, home again. Go ahead and come into your malasana, your simple squat now. Feel and sense wherever you are, whether you're on the chair with wide legs, toes out, or sitting on your stack. And then playfully let yourself come down into the mat, into our moving twist. So we're going to come into that same pose that we started with. So go ahead and come onto your back so we can witness now at the end of our practice all the fluidity that we have in our bodies now. One palm up, one palm down. The palm that's up, the knees can sway over to, the head can roll in the other direction. That shoulder comes down as the hip moves away from the floor. And then move that hip back into the floor and press and tone the belly as the knees move over to the opposite side. Flip the palms. The palm that's down, send that shoulder down, that hip up. And now move comfortably just like that, alternating the hands, feeling into the head rolling, the nose in the general direction of the palm that comes down as a shoulder comes down. That same side, that hip moves up. There's your play. Have some fun with that. Notice as that knee to the big toe edge. You have plenty control there. It can come forward, it can come back. You can intentionally press it into the floor. Have some fun with this twist. Notice how the body has shifted and changed for you. And this full integrating moving twist, as taught by Mr. James Knight in Gentle Somatic Yoga. A beautiful integrating pose from temples to toes. For one more this side. And then one more that side. And from here you can come into your Shavasana by laying nicely down. You can bring anything under the knees. If you have a bolster, please do. If it feels delicious to have your blanket on and keep all that warmth, snuggle up. If you're nice and warm, maybe just a little weight through the blanket from the lower belly to the top of the legs so that you can feel into that relaxation response, seep in just a little deeper. With the eyes closed, you can place anything over the eyes for a little deeper, denser, little weight on the eyelid. Let the muscles around the eyes soften.
The facial tissues melt and dissolve. The jaw slackens. And as you relax just a little bit more, notice the muscles loosen their grip as you dive into this floating quality, where the body will absorb all of that goodness. Let yourself rest there. Go ahead and deepen through the breath. As that breath deepens, feel the awareness softly float up to the surface. Subtle movements through the fingers and the toes as you wake up the body. A long, well-deserved stretch, like a yawn. A hugging in of the legs as you gently roll from one side to the other. Eventually land on one side and notice how it feels in fetal position. As you feel that little psychic hand give you a pat on the back for simply showing up. Connect to that inner grin once again. Let the corners of your mouth curl up. Feel that beautiful warmth of appreciation pour in. Use that power now, all that strength, to press into the floor. Let the head remain heavy as you roll up through the spine and come into your comfortable seat. Once again, whatever that means for your body, knees don't have to bend. You can curl up in your blanket and keep all that warmth, that comfort in. And as you find your comfortable seat, feel the sit bones. Notice the length of your spine as we breathe here together. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the nose or the mouth. Feel for a moment what it's like to sit here together and breathe. In through the nose and out through the nose. Then go ahead and bring the palms together in deep appreciation for yourself for showing up. Thumbs at the heart center. A little press of support. Go ahead and press into the sternum and take a deep breath in and a light little bow as we pour this goodness out beyond these walls to our family, our friends, our community, and the world. Namaste. Thank you for your practice.